Well, here we are then for another League Racing video, and today we're here for Psgl and we're here for the Austrian Grand Prix. First of all, if you haven't seen the previous episode, the British Grand Prix, then go check it out, guys, and I'll leave that video linked up in the top right. Before we jump into spoilers, I'm now going to show you the championship standings. So yeah, after the last race, if we have a little look heading into this one, we are currently P9 in the Drivers' Championship. Of course, we scored a 0 in the last race. Unfortunately, no points for us, which was a bit of a shame, but it's just the way it goes. We was unfortunate in Silverstone, things didn't go our way, and the bad luck returned. So yeah, I'm hoping this weekend we can try and turn it around. We're also P8 in the Constructors, so we need to try and push that forward. So if you guys are excited for today's episode and looking forward to the race, then leave a like and subscribe for more League Racing content, guys, which is weekly, 2 videos a week on this. And
that wasn't
yeah, you currently join me in Q1. Actually, no, not Q1, this is a short qualifying, so my bad. We invalidated our first run, so yeah, this medium lap is not going to count, but I'm going to finish it anyways, just to get a reference on the Delta. And we do 1 minute 3.6, which
0.6 invalid banker
isn't too bad. My PB on mediums is a mid-5.
Invalidate my second lap as well.
Oh, right. Cameron's not.
Now, as you can see, we invalidate our second one as well. And consecutive invalidations mean we're not going to have a valid lap on the board, which is a bit of a shame. So we're going to bring the car back to the pits, and there was some more time in it, to be fair. Now though, soft tyres on, we're going to go for it, and 8.5 minutes remaining. Let's see if we can try and get a decent valid lap time on the board this time around. So here we are, starting the lap up towards turn 1. Bring the car to the left, brake at about 70 meters, turn the car in. Important to get the momentum and carry the exit speed as we race up towards turn 2 and turn 3. Bring the car onto the left curb at the 100. Just after that, down to 3rd, try and clip the inside curb, and then really important to get that rotation. Clean exit, nice traction out of there as we make our way now down towards turn 4.
We have 2 laps of fuel
Again,
remaining.
bring the car to the left curb, brake at about, I'd say, 90 meters, 85 meters, down to 4th gear. It's really important to clip the inside curb to rotate the car in a higher gear. Flat out through 5 and then into 6. 5th gear briefly, back up to 6th for the drive out of the corner. Turn 7. Crucial that you get as close as possible to the inside curb without touching it, because it's an auto spin curb. And then flat out through 8, and now turn 9 all the way onto the left, then bring the car onto the right hand curb, and then the final corner, turn 10, 5th gear. Use all the curbing available on the exit, and it's going to be a 1 minute 3.2, which is very good for me.
291.
And we set a 1 minute 1 minute 3.291 banker, which actually was pretty much near my personal best anyways, and by far my best soft lap banker. But there was one more lap in it in qualifying, currently P6, so let's go for it. Again, up to turn 1, spot the braking, car over to the left, aggressive on that curb, as we actually carried a lot more corner speed, but the exit wasn't that great. There was definitely maybe like another half a tenth, to be fair, in this first sector. Purple though, as we brake for turn 3, I don't quite get as much inside curb, and we actually have a bit of a snap on the exit, so we just lose a little bit more time as we're just marginally down on the Delta right now. Turn 4, braking a bit later this time at about 80 meters, and we just missed the inside curb, but we get a very good exit and traction up quite nicely into turn 6. 6th gear, then 5th, and quickly back up to 6th. We went in much earlier on the apex, and it seems to have found us a little bit of time as we missed the apex by quite a bit there through turn 7, but we actually don't lose too much because the exit was very good. The final 2 corners, carrying a lot more inside curb through turn 9 on this lap, and then the final corner getting the power down a lot earlier as we improved by nearly a tenth.
Fucking hell.
What a dub. You can hear me, I'm quite surprised. It's a 1 minute 3.2, and that is my all-time personal best, and we delivered it in qualifying, which was massive. So a really, really strong lap from me, and I was really, really happy with that one. And we are on the front row for qualifying, so even though there was about 2 minutes left in the session, I went out a bit earlier to get my lap done. The reason for that is, if you invalidate, you can usually go for a second push lap around Austria, but I didn't need it because the lap was so good. I knew I wasn't going to beat it, so I'll take that and run with it. So 1 minute 3.204, my personal best period of all time. I've never done a lap that good before. My best was a mid 2, so very, very happy. And there was probably a bit more in it as well. But Chanakinchi is on pole by half a tenth. We're P2 ahead of Antoine Dezelewski and Via Camper. Lewis Walsh, my teammate, P5. So both cars in the top 5, which is really, really good for us, and up the sharp end, exactly what we needed. And then you got Pedreño, Sam Bean, the championship leader in P7, Sam Corby, Dylan Warren, and Shazun Neon rounding out the top 10. So there's your lot for qualifying. Now let's move into the race. And here we go then. This is it for the race. Formation lap coming to an end. And yeah, we're going to see if we can fight back in this race and get a good result. My best qualifying of the season. Can we make it my best race result of the season? Let's find out. 5 laps are on and we're underway at Austria. It's a decent start, but so is a decent start for Akinci and everybody else around us actually. Everyone relatively similar off the line. Crucially, we get through turn 1, both myself and Lewis Welch. So both Alpines through and still holding top 5. So very good stuff. Now, I could straight away try to attack Chanakinchi here, to be honest. You know, I could go for it, get the lead and see what happens. But I'm not really, feeling that right now. I want to... It's like a boxing match, you know, you just want to go through the feeling out process. The first round, you want to see how things go. So in my case, in F1 terms, I want to give it a couple of laps. All we've got to do right now is just stay within DRS. If we do that by lap 3, we can just sit in the DRS train, make sure we've got plenty of DRS charge, and just try and save tyres really. So that's going to be the plan here in this race. Might hold up the pack a little bit, driving slow. I want to try to not get any warnings.
Make sure you try and stay in DRS.
Yep, I will do. And as you can hear me say, I might just take it a little bit easy on these first few laps, just to make sure we don't get any warnings. Austria is probably one of the easiest tracks to get warnings and penalties at for track limits. So very important to keep it clean around here as Akinci goes on to lap 2. So yeah, decent start. We cut on to lap 3, or end of lap 3 more like, and onto the start of lap 4. And DRS is now enabled. Everyone's still pretty much in this DRS train. We're currently on for a fastest lap, so we're running at a pretty decent pace here. But Dezelewski ends up taking it. So further back, John Evans has retired. He had an issue, but now through turn 1, we get a bit out of shape.
Oh my god, I had almost a bit of an issue there.
And literally, as we do that, Dezelewski, who was right behind us in the Mercedes, actually spun off. So I wonder if maybe my little moment distracted him a bit, but Antoine Dezelewski leaves the session. So yeah, an unfortunate one there for him, but that does mean now that we're P2 and P4 as a team. So that's good news. Lap 7, the clouds were starting to form. We had a bit of a cloudy phase, but then it should go back to sunny conditions. But at this stage, I was starting to feel like, okay, I'm probably faster than Akinci, and I want to try to look for a move. But in the meantime, it's actually Lewis Welch going for the move on Oscar Via Camper, I believe, in the Ferrari, and gets ahead. So the two TF10 esports drivers battling it out, but my teammate Lewis Welch getting ahead. And that's now a 2-3 for Alpine. So nice one. Lewis doing a great job. He's actually faster than me around here, I think. 1 lap pace and race pace, but I just qualified better for this one, so he's kind of fighting back. But I'm well aware of the pace he has, and to be honest with you, I don't care about winning the race. We need points, so if it means a 1-2 for the team and he's ahead of me, I'll take that. So we're going to work together here to make it happen. You can see Chanakinchi out of shape. I think he's overheating. He's wobbling. Let's get him. You can hear me say, I think he's overheating his tyres because he's had a pretty scruffy half a lap, and I'm going to try and pass him. And I'm also telling Lewis to get a move on, so hopefully we can both get by and make progress. So you can see here through turn 1, we're going to make the move. We're going to open up the DRS, and we've still got plenty of charge, but we're going to make the move to the right. And I'm leaving the inside line open for Lewis to try and drive into and attack Chanakinchi into turn 3, which is exactly what he does. But Akinchi gets the better exit, and you can see now on the run to turn 4, I'm trying to give my teammate a bit of a tow. As we head into the brake zone, Akinchi has a look up the inside. We have to leave space side by side, but we go around the outside, and we're going to edge ahead and force Akinchi onto that outside line. And Lewis again up the inside is going to try and drive into my space, and he makes it work and gets ahead. So it's now an Alpine 1-2 with some very decent teamwork there and good coordination on the overtake. So for the first time this season, we need a race on merit, and we're also 1-2 on merit as well, which is great. So a very good start to the race as we're about a third of the way through, and yeah, going to try and push a little bit.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
I might try and come past.
Yeah, go for it. You've got the pace. Oh yeah, definitely go for it. They're going to try and follow through, so I'm going to drain.
You can hear there a bit of communication, just making sure everything goes well. Meanwhile, here comes Samuel Bean, the championship leader, as we get lunged by 2 cars left and right, but crucially we stay ahead. But now Sam Bean, who has pretty strong pace and started P7, is up to P3. So I'm going to let Lewis pull along now and see what kind of pace he has. I'm going to follow him for now. And I have a bit of a mistake here out of the final corner, which puts Sam Bean.
Not really pushing there. The car feels very, very unstable.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I can't really push it right now. Sam's in pushing
I think what we should do in pits is sort this out first.
Stay to the left.
You can hear me, Sam, trying to form a roadblock with my teammate. So I'm getting Lewis to stay to the left, and I can drive into the empty space on the right. And we do stay ahead for now.
Forward.
Well, I think what we should do in pits is you pit first because you'll hold up everyone when you pit.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So yeah, we're going to follow that advice.
Sam's pushing me here.
And you can hear me say,
I might be coming by.
Sam's pushing me, and I have to use energy to stay ahead, and that means attacking roadblock it. My teammates, I'm calling out for the roadblock. Sam tries to go to the inside. We managed to defend it, but I have to get out of it on the brakes, otherwise I would have hit my teammate. But crucially, we stay ahead again. Bit of contact on the exit there.
He's pushing hard right now.
And you can see Sam's putting some big pressure on, but we're going to try and defend this. Into turn 4 on the brakes, we managed to stay ahead and hold on to P2 for now. But as Lewis mentioned, we're going to try and go for the strats. I'm going to try and box first and get a bit of traffic in the way.
Too early to pit? Or not?
Nothing on the weather forecast yet.
Huh?
Nothing on the weather forecast yet.
Is it too early to pit?
I'd go a couple more.
Now we're trying to debate if it's worth pitting to cover off the undercut. I said no, but in hindsight I wish I did.
If you want, I'll pit now this lap 14.
And yeah, there's the plan. So I said I'll pit now, lap 14, and we'll go for the tactic of creating a bit of a blockade. So essentially the nature of the Austria pit entry means that you obviously cost the cars behind time if they try to stay out. So yeah, we're going to box this lap, but meanwhile Sam Bean coming back at us once more here, as we also get the run on Lewis Welch, who you can see his light just flashing there, which means he's very low on energy. So we're starting to run out of reserves, and this time I don't get the drive, and Sam Bean does get alongside us on the run to turn 4.
I'm not going to drain everything.
Now you can hear me say I'm not going to drain everything, but we're going to try and compete up the inside. Can we get back ahead? A bit more contact on the exit, just like the previous lap as we bang tyres, but this time,
whatever, just go on, mate. Do your thing.
Sam gets ahead and he splits the Alpine. So not ideal, but we are going to box this lap.
Can I pit? Or
Yeah,
have
go
you
for
used
it.
everything?
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, it's all yours.
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
Did you get that?
Okay, clear.
Rain in 10 to 15 minutes.
The track is clear.
I've already
Green
got
flag.
mediums just to make sure.
Not a lot of pace left in these, but I'll try and push.
So a very last minute change of strategy, and to be fair, I think it was a wrong call. I think I should have pit on that lap. Watching it back and editing the video now, but Lewis Welch pit, it cost me time, and I was going to lose time anyway because of the strat. So into the pits we go, and this mistake right here, crossing the white line, is something that's going to cost me later on in this race, because that was against the rules, and unfortunately it got flagged up by the stewards.
No, I'm going to go mediums, chat.
So at the time, I knew about it, but I tried to not give anything away because I didn't want to, you know, give any signs or any clues away in case people might pick up on that. But I knew at the time I'd messed up. Crossing the white line of pit entry is illegal, so we will be getting a post-race penalty of 5 seconds, so bear that in mind.
Fuck, I lost a lot. Jesus.
But you can see here, we're back behind Chana Kinchi and just ahead of Via Camper. So Lewis Welch is actually up the road along with Samuel Bean, so they're both pulling away here, and we've lost a couple of seconds, so the pit stop hasn't really worked out on that front. We've lost out quite a bit, and it hasn't really gone to plan. So yeah, I'm glad we're on the mediums because the softs weren't great. I'm not going to lie, the pace wasn't there. We had decent pace, but I just wasn't able to push them. You know, like anytime I tried to give it a bit of pace, nothing would happen. So yeah, it was better off switching to mediums.
Some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
And you can hear that the message hasn't changed, so rain 10 to 15 minutes again. But yeah, we're going to try and see if we can get past the Kinchi here and
So much grip, man. Holy shit.
yeah, move back up into a higher place. You can hear me say there's so much grip on these tyres.
Caution. Caution.
And Sendel has retired from the race. I think he's crashed.
Oh boy.
There's been an
And we've got a safety car, I believe. There he is. He's crashed out the final corner.
Right, I've got a problem with this.
right now.
What?
Across the white line.
Shh.
You can hear me say, I'll send Lewis there that I knew I messed up in the pit entry. And Lewis will tell me to be
This is
quiet.
going to bring the rain in though.
But yeah, here's another weather update.
ETA is about 15 minutes. Dries seem like the best tyre for
Who's
now.
leaving the pits?
Oh my god. So the rain isn't changing, but look at this. We've been overcut by cars. How have I lost places? What the fuck?
Because
God
the
damn it.
they ult strike guys in the pit. That's why.
So there you go. It's gone from bad to worse. Everyone on the alternate strategy has pit, and we are now in a net P8. It's gone wrong. Badly gone wrong. We should have stuck with the plan, and I should have pit when I should have done, because this has completely backfired on us, and we're now, from what was net P1 not too long ago, now down to net P8. So, yeah, back on the way for the restart. We're going to stay cool, stay calm. There is rain on the way at some point in this race, so we just got to try and fight back. And I didn't know at the time, but I did know there was going to be a penalty coming my way for the pit entry infringement. So,
Have you got any warnings yet?
I think I got one.
you can hear me say there, just checking on the warnings for Lewis Welch. I've got none so far. I've kept it very clean. But yeah, I knew there was a penalty on my way, you know, after the race. Most likely. Someone has to report you, which in my case they did. And I've got a 5-second post-race penalty. So I knew there was going to be something like that after the race. So I had to kind of bear that in mind in terms of how to approach this race moving forward. So lap 24 then, after a couple of laps, this kind of DRS train started to break apart a little bit. VRT Josh, who rejoined from the pits on soft tyres, was just struggling a little bit for pace, and I'm going to try and put a move on him here up the inside of turn 4, and we're going to see if we can make a little bit of progress on these mediums, which to be honest are a great race tyre, probably the best race tyre around here, even better than the softs in my opinion, and they're not too far from qualifying, but we weren't successful in our first overtake attempt, so we'll go again very shortly on lap 25. So trying to force him into a mistake, you know, put some pressure on, and actually this time into turn 3 he runs a bit wide and doesn't quite get the drive, so this might be our opportunity here. I've got plenty of battery to use. I've been saving up so I can attack some drivers. We've got Josh and also Via Kappa behind on 3-second time penalties as we got the inside of turn 4 and get the drive side by side now into turn 5 and turn 6, and we're going to go the long way round, and unbeknownst to me I actually spun him out.
Samuel been past me now.
Oh, he spun out. I don't even know what happened there.
Green flag.
I had the corner. I mean,
We're racing again.
I don't even know what happened there.
A bit of a weird one, maybe some desync, but I mean I didn't change my wheel. You can watch it back. I didn't even know he spun, but Josh got spun out. We're up to P7 though,
I've literally done nothing at all.
and in the meantime you heard Lewis in the background say that Sam Bean has overtaken him for the net race lead. So yeah, we're kind of in this train right now. Not a lot's happening, but at this stage is when the rain started to get a bit closer, and we had one eye on the sky, one eye on the track, and we was pretty much part of this train for quite a while. You can see here we've got Akinci and Neon duking it out into turn 3.
Hitting the rear. Fucking hell. Come on, guys. Let's not do this now.
As I get a hit in the rear, under braking there from someone behind. I'm not sure, maybe some desync again, but yeah, pretty much. We're going to skip ahead by a few laps because this was kind of the recurring theme over this next part of the race. So ahead of us we have Sam Corby, Lewis Welch, Sam Bean, Chan Akinci, Suzu Neon, and Jeffrey Ritchie. So yeah, all the way on to lap 30 now, so about 4 or 5 laps later, and things were hotting up a little bit. People were getting a bit desperate for moves, and now into turn 3, Akinci goes for the move on Ritchie, and Neon not too far behind. He actually gets the cut back on them, but look at this, there's contact between the 3, and we're just going to go through on the left
Yes, Tom.
Fucking hell.
and get the triple overtake on the left hand side. We bring it back across with the braking.
Try to get back up the inside there, bruv.
Akinci tries to re-challenge, but we hold on. We're going to do the exact same thing at the start of the race on lap 9 I think it was, and just take the inside line through here and force Akinci out wide, and we move into P4, a massive triple overtake for the race, and we clear plenty of traffic. So good stuff. And you can hear just in the background Lewis say it's starting to rain. I can't quite see it on my screen yet, but any second now the rain will start to fall. So the final 6 laps are going to be spicy here today.
Fuck, this is going to be a tricky one, man.
And you can hear me say it's going to be a tricky one, but let's see what happens. It's going to be good fun. Akinci here closing up on me. I've still got plenty of battery, by the way. I've held back so much charge, and now lap 32, You can see there, oh my god,
How is he not out?
We think you're going to start losing
somehow
some tire grip around
Sam
now.
Corby survives and keeps it out of the wall in his debut race here in this league, jumping over from PS4. But now Lewis Welch right on the back of him as Sam Bean tries to make a breakaway out front.
We need to get him. Sam's getting away.
You can hear me say there, Lewis, you need to go. We need to get the Williams. He's getting away, and Sam actually has no energy left. You can see his light flashing, so that's a sign that we may have a chance here, as I've still got plenty of ERS to use in this race, but I wasn't quite able to get the exit on this attempt out of turn number 3. The next lap, though, it started to get really wet. Sam Bean dropped off the pace quite badly. Lewis Welch catching back up, and now Sam Corby off track.
A new strategy is available on the MFG.
And there's the call for inters from the team. But with 2 more laps to go, is it worth it? As we try to put a move on Sam. Oh shit, spray, what the fuck? You can see now the spray starting to kick up off the tyres. Sam Corby holds on though, and I'm not able to get by just yet. Meanwhile, Lewis is battling.
Just take it, mate. Just go.
For the race win. Now you can hear me say to Lewis, just go, pit, go for the inters. You can go, I'll stay out.
I'll go on and stay out.
I'm staying.
Now you can hear Lewis, he's going to stay out. He's not going to box.
Jump in.
Confirmed.
So guess what? The top 3 are staying out. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to roll the dice. DRS to say we get hit in the rear by Chanakinchi on pit entry. But yeah, we're going to box and we're going to send it. And we're going to take a chance here because this could pay off, especially with our post-race penalty. So
Loads of penalties, by the way.
you can hear me say there. Lots of penalties around us. 3-second time penalties for multiple drivers. Onto the inters. It's going to be a gamble. You know, we're going to get 2 laps on these. And it's only a 10 corner lap. It's very, very short. So, you know, it's going to be quite hard for this to make it work, but we're going to give it a shot. We're going to stay on board for the final 2 laps. In the comments right now, if you're still watching, do you think I can fight back? If you don't know the final result, let me know in the comments down below, guys. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. But let's see if we can fight back. We're currently P8 and we're in inters, and we will gain at least a few places back because the track is getting quite badly quite quickly. You saw on pit entry, DRS did get disabled, so it's now inters conditions. So just keep an eye on the minimap because that's very important as well. But look at the time we're gaining already on Chanakinchi here.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes.
So a bit of a short rain shower, but it's going to be enough. You know, we're going to see some rain. Also worth noting, Jeffrey Ritchie, he pit for inters and he's behind us right now by 3.7 seconds. And I can tell you he was the one that reported my pit entry for what I got a penalty for. So for him, it's important that he stays close. If I do get a penalty post-race, he can benefit from that. So in the meantime, you can see how much we've caught up here for Chanakinchi, and we've just got so much grip. The dry tyres just don't work anymore, and we're just going to breeze past and move up into P7. Up next, Paris Burrell in the Alpha Tauri. Of course, you guys might recognise him from last season on F1 2020 when he was my title rival in AOR. We're just catching him by literally seconds per corner right now. There's so much pace, and we are flying, and it's fully inters.
You're the highest inters?
And you see Lewis, I just checking if I'm the highest inters in case we can work together again and make something happen. But look at the speed now, we're flying.
I think I'm going to run out of corners.
Which grip is very hard.
You can hear, I think I might run out of corners and time. We're still pushing as we get P6 from Paris. Up next, Ruben Pedreño and Villacampa.
This could come down to the last corner.
And you can hear me say this could come down to the last corner. Look at the mini-map. Look at the race leaders. They're only now just going through turn 7. So we're really catching here as we send one up the inside of Pedreño there. We're just trying to go as fast as possible. I don't quite think we're going to make it, but it's going to be very, very close. And can we still get a podium out of this race? Through turn 9 we go. Look at the speed as we close up on Villacampa and Corby. And now through the final corner, look at the drive. And we've done it.
Take that. We'll take that. Get in.
No, I won, but I hit Samuel Bean off the track because he broke so early.
Now, here's where things get complicated. So these are the final results from the session with penalties applied in game. Lewis Welch won the race and we finished in P3. The issue is Lewis Welch did have contact with Sam Bean in the final 2 corners, and Lewis got a post-race penalty which pushed him back down to 2nd place, which means Sam Bean wins the race. For me, I got my 5-second penalty added on for the pit entry infringement, so that means Sam Corby and Jeffrey Ritchie re-overtake me, so we're going to finish in P5 this race. So a bit of a shame. There was so much pace and potential, both cars, you know, running in really strong point scoring positions, but ultimately it just wasn't quite to be. But I've got to say, a much better race, and I'm a bit annoyed because the one time nothing went wrong really too much. I didn't get screwed over too badly. Obviously I got a bit screwed in the safety car phase when I was running net P3 and dropped to net P8 because of the timing of the safety car. Besides that, I think it was a good race, and unfortunately it was my mistake that cost me, so I put my hands up, and I'm annoyed at myself for that. But still, I've got to say, it was so much fun racing at the front. It was much better having both cars at the sharp end, you know, staying away from all the carnage and chaos from behind. And hopefully next race we can bounce back. The next one's going to be China, which is a very, very bad track for me, but it's a very, very strong track, hopefully for Lewis Welch, if WOR is anything to go by earlier on this season. So yeah, hopefully I can try and find some pace and improve around there, especially with the new patch. It might suit me. But anyway, there's your final results. But confirmation, Lewis Welch P2 and Di finish in P5. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I stream these races on my Twitch. I link down below. I stream it every Wednesday night and every Sunday night, and occasionally I go to top split on Thursday nights. But yeah, that's going to be it for me here today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Shout out to the channel members for supporting the content, and finally, if you haven't done so already, then go check out the 2 videos on screen right now. League racing content for you guys to watch, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.